Stainless steel has really gotten a bad rap over the years, mainly due to the fact that food can quite easily stick to the bottom of the pan. But stainless steel is my go-to material. I use it almost every day. So in this video, I'm going to give you 2 of my top reasons to switch to stainless steel and some great tips on how to avoid food sticking to the bottom. Hi everyone, this is Cookware SOS and my name is Beth. So because of stainless steel's durability, it's better for the environment than a lot of the non-stick alternatives. Because those non-stick coatings are generally made from plastic, it is one just bringing more plastic into the environment, and we know that there's already too much. But because those coatings are also not non-stick forever, you're going to be replacing those pans all the time, and probably not all of it is recyclable. If it's not recyclable, then we know it's just going to end up in a landfill somewhere, and some of the chemicals in those non-stick coatings will then leach into the environment. After it being a bit more environmentally friendly, my second favorite thing about stainless steel cookware is that it's also friendly to my paycheck. While the stainless steel can be fairly expensive, the fact that you don't have to replace it every few years makes it a great deal. I have frying pans that are over 20 years old and I have no need to replace them at this point, so they're going to last a long time. So would you rather spend $70 on a great non-stick frying pan that you're going to replace in 5 years? Or would you rather spend $70 on a really nice stainless steel frying pan that you could have for the rest of your life? When I talk to anyone about stainless steel cookware, the big concern everyone has is that food is going to stick to the pan. And they're worried about you putting in 3 eggs and getting out 2. And that is a lot of wasted food. But you don't have to have that happen. So when it comes to the pots that you have, that's pretty easy. Don't cook on high heat. You don't need to burn the soup. You want to pay attention, a bit more stirring. And generally speaking, they're going to wash up very easily. But you have to pay attention. I had a roommate one time who was cooking some rice and she had forgotten about it. She got a phone call and just forgotten all about it. I came home from work to find her sitting in the living room watching TV surrounded by smoke. Are you cooking something? What, me? No. My rice. So there's not much that you can do about stuck on, burnt on food. Now, there are ways to clean that pot up so it will live to cook again, but you, just like I said, you need to pay attention while you're cooking. When you're cooking with stainless steel frying pans, a lot of the times, because you have the high heat capability with stainless steel, you use it for searing foods. So this can be a little trickier. What I used to do before I knew any better was I would pull out my pan, stick some oil in it, turn on the high heat. Higher the better, the faster the better. But what I didn't know was while that pan was heating up, the oil was cooking. And as it got higher and higher, it was actually burning. And when oil burns on a pan, it sticks to it. So after I thought, oh, it's hot enough, look at that, it's bubbling, I'll put in my food. The food would then stick to that stuck on oil. And it would make a mess of the pan, and the food would never come out the way that I wanted it to. So I have since learned a little bit of technique and things come out great. What you want to do with your stainless steel pan is turn it up to medium without anything in it. Just let the heat build. Then you're going to want to sprinkle some water on it and get it to the point where that water dances a little bit. Then you put in your oil, and then you put in your food. You'll still need to wash the pan, but the food, it'll stick maybe for a little while, but then, especially if it's meat, but then it will release when it's ready. Then you just flip it over. So I have a few little videos and clips that you can see, and I'm just going to fry an egg, nice and simple, but you can use the same technique for almost anything. As you can see, there were still a few little bits of food in the pan, but that all came loose very easily, so washing up was no problem. I know some people have wondered if you need to season stainless steel, but I definitely don't. I worry that if I leave any kind of oil residue in the pan, we're going to get back to the fact that as it's heating, it's going to potentially burn on, and then food's going to start to stick to it. So I generally just clean it out with soap and water. I know it was only an egg, but that same technique will apply to a lot of things that you're going to cook in that frying pan. It could be scrambled eggs or an omelet. You could be searing scallops or sauteing some mushrooms and onions. Heat up the pan first, then you put in the oil and the food pretty quickly after, and then, say with the sauteing, just keep everything moving. If it starts to seem like it's getting too hot, you can just back off on the heat a little bit, and that should help a lot. If you have a really nice 3-ply frying pan, that's going to maintain the heat quite nicely, even if you do have to turn it down a little bit. I hope you found this video helpful. I would definitely suggest starting off with something a little less expensive like eggs or sauteing the mushrooms and onions for your first tries at this. Definitely save the scallops and salmon after you've gotten your technique down. If you've had some success or are still maybe looking for a little bit of extra information, please put their questions down in the comments below and I'll be happy to answer them. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please hit the like button, click on subscribe. That way I know to keep making more. Thanks so much for joining us again at Cookware SOS. I really look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.